Hello friends, welcome to this video on Python break statement. In this subsection you will learn what is break statement, syntax and flow diagram of break statement, how to use break statement to solve problems and write Python programs, when to use break statement, and some example applications of break statement. So let us first start with what is break statement. So break statement is always used with for loop or while loop. It is used to come out from loop when some condition occurs. The break statement terminates the current loop and resumes execution at a statement just after the loop. And when loop executes the break statement, it do not execute the remaining statement within the loop. Friends, let us understand break statement through the flowchart of break statement. So as I said, break statement is used with loop. So here is a loop, and within loop we have a break statement with condition. So this is a condition of the loop, and this is a body of loop. We know that condition is true, then it will execute the statements within the body. So here is a break statement with condition, and if this condition is false, then this break statement is not executed and it will execute the code after this one. So it will go within the loop until this test condition is true and this condition is false. But as soon as this condition is true, the break statement is executed and it will come out from the loop. Means it terminates the execution of loop and it executes the statement after the first statement. Say for example, we have a list of numbers 3, 6, 7, 10, 15, right? And we want to replace this number 10 with number 99. Right. So what we do, we go on comparing this number 10 with these individual numbers one by one by iterating within the loop, and when we reach this number 10, right, we replace this with 99, and now we need not to process the remaining element because we have completed the task of replacing the number, and hence we want to come out from the loop. So in this scenario we can use break statement. Now let us try to understand break statement through its syntax. So as I said that it is used with condition and within the for loop. So here we have a for loop, some statements before the break statement and some statements after the break statement, and here is a break statement with if condition. So it will go on iterating within the loop until this condition is false, right? But when this condition is true, then only this break statement is executed and it will come out from the loop. Now let's see how we can use the break statement to solve this problem. The problem is write a program to search for a number from a list and replace it with number 99 and exit from the loop. So here is a list of numbers, and so number 10 is stored in variable n, and we want to replace this number 10 with number 99, right? So for replacing this number 10 with 9, we need to iterate through this list using a loop. So here is a loop to iterate through this particular list. Here we are using enumerate function with list to assign index to each of these elements. So this index will be useful in replacing the number. So here IDX will take index value 0, 1, 2 and 3, and this EL will take values 3, 6, 7 like this, right? Very first time the IDX is 0 and EL is equal to 3. So here n, as we know that it is 10, but EL is 3, right? So it will look like this, 10 is equal to 3. So this condition is not true and hence these statements are not executed, and here there are no other statements within the loop. And still there are numbers to be processed within the loop. So here it will go within the loop again, and now the next element is 6. So for next element 6, IDX value is 1 and the element is 6. So the comparison n10 EL 6 will look like this, 10 is equal to 6. So it will go on comparing like this when the condition is not true, because here also it is false, this is 10 is not equal to, so it is false. So it will go on taking the next number. So when it reaches 10, the index is 3 and EL is equal to. So here EL is equal to 10, N is equal to 10. So 10 is equal to 10. So now we've reached to the index of a number which we want to replace. So just take the index, that is EL IDX is equal to 3. So LST3 is equal to 99. So here it will overwrite the value 10 stored at LST3 with 99, and the 10 is replaced with 99. After executing this statement, the next is break statement. So obviously it will be executed, and now it will not process any of these remaining elements within the list because this break statement now jumps outside the loop. So outside the loop, the next statement is print statement list after replacing the number is, and we are printing the list. So when it executes this break statement, it will come out from the loop and it will skip processing the remaining elements of the list, and it will print the statement after the for loop, that is this one. Now let us run this program and let us see. Great, we are getting the output as expected, because earlier number was 10, but now this number is replaced with 99 and we are getting that list. And let us understand how we can use break statement to solve this problem. The problem is to check whether the given number is prime or not. So very first question, what is a prime number? So a number which is divisible by only itself and 1 is referred to as a prime number. And here are some of the examples of prime number: 2, 3, 5, 7, 11 and so on. So say for example, if you want to check whether 7 is prime or not, then the process is something like this. We divide the number 10, we find the remainder of that number, right, using this particular numbers 2 up to 6. That is, we already know that it is divisible by 1 and 7, but if the number is not divisible by any of the numbers from 2 up to 6, then that number is prime. So here is a process. We go on taking the remainder using the modulo operator, like the n mod I is equal to 0, where n is equal to 7 and I varies from 2 up to 6. So here it is given 7 modulo 2 is 1, 7 modulo 3 is 1, 7 and so on. Now let us verify over here. Let us see, 7 mod 2 is 1, right? Let us check 7 mod 3, it is again 1, 7 mod 4, so it is 3. So here we can see that for all this we are getting some remainder value other than 0, and hence we can say that 7 is a prime number. Now let us look at the second example. Say for example, we want to check whether 9 is prime or not. So what we have to do, we have to compute modulo of 9 with this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up to 8. So here 9 mod I means I varies from 2 up to 8. 9 mod 2 is 1, but 9 mod 3 is equal to 0, means 9 is divisible by 2, and hence we can say that number 9 is not a prime number. We have understood the process of checking whether a number is prime or not. The most important point is how we can use break statement for checking whether a number is prime or not. So here we can see that we are computing modulo of number n using a sequence of number like this. So over here we are iterating through the list from first to last, right? And over here in the second case we see that when we compute 9 modulo 3, it is 0. So now at this point it is concluded that the number is not prime, and hence there is no need to compute modulo of 9 with this 4, 5, 6 and 7. So here we need not to iterate till the end of the list up to this one. We need to come out from loop by executing the break statement itself over here. Now let us write a program to check whether a given number is prime or not. So very first thing, we will get the number from keyboard using this input statement. Then we have to generate a list and iterate through the list. So here is a range function to generate numbers from 2 up to n minus 1, and this for loop will iterate through this sequence of numbers from 2 up to n minus 1. And here this condition will compute the modulo of n mod I, which I varies from 2 up to n minus 1. And say for example here n is 7 and I is 2, then it will, and here also 7 mod I, right, the remainder is 1. So this way this condition is not true. Say n mod I is not equal to 0 for any of this case, and hence this condition is false, and hence this break statement is not executed right now. So finally it will iterate through the complete list up to the end of the list, and then finally it will execute this particular statement, the else statement with for loop. It will print that number n is a prime because 7 is a prime. Now say for example, if we take n is equal to 9, say for example, right, second case, let us have n is equal to 9. So here the sequence range function will generate numbers from 2 up to this one. It will compute, say for example, 9 mod 2 is equal to 1, right? So that time condition is not true, so this will not be executed. Again it will take the next value. So next value is nothing but 9 mod 3, which is equal to 0, right? So when this condition 9 mod 3 is equal to 0, it will print this statement that the number 9 is not prime, and now we know that we need not to iterate through the remaining element, because now it is concluded that 9 is not prime, and hence there is no need to compute the modulo, and hence we need a break statement like this to come out from the loop over here, and it will directly jump outside the loop and execute the statement after the for statement. So this else is a not part of the if statement. It is not a if else statement. This is a else statement with a for. So the second most important point to note over here is the else statement is only executed when the for loop executed up to the end normally, but else statement will not be executed if the break statement is executed, right? So it will directly come out from the loop and it will execute this statement. So friends, now let us run this program and let us check what is the output of this program. Let us enter 7. So we can see that 7, the number 7 is prime. It has executed this loop till the end, and then finally it has executed this else statement. Because the number 7 is prime, this message is printed. Now let us run the program again over here. Fine. And now let us enter 9, and we can see that now the message is number 9 is not prime, means this statement is executed and it has come out from the loop by terminating the program using this break statement, and then finally it has printed end of the program. So this is how we can use break statement to check whether a number is prime or not. Next, let us learn when to use break statement. Break statement is useful in all application scenario when we want to come out from the loop when some condition occurs. So we have already seen in the program of checking whether a given number is prime or not. Here we are checking a condition that n modulo I is equal to 0. This modulo result is equal to 0, then it should execute this statement within the if and break statements. In second example, we have seen how we can replace a number using a given number 99, right? So here the condition is if the number to be replaced is equal to the number within the loop, then we replace that number. So when such condition is executed, it will execute the statement and then break statement and will come out from this. So the break statement is used in such all application scenarios to come out from the loop when such condition occurs. Let us look at some example applications of break statements. The first application is find sum of n numbers until sum is less than or equal to 100. Say for example, we have a number of elements is equal to 20 and we have a list which contains 20 numbers, and we want to find sum of these numbers, but we want to add this number until the sum is equal to 100. So here we can see that by adding the first 4 number we find that sum is equal to 100. So now there is no need to add the remaining elements, hence from this point onwards we need to break the loop. Then second application is reading inputs from keyboard until we do not enter some special characters. Say for example, here is a loop, and within this loop, right, we are reading characters one by one. So it checks every character that we enter from the keyboard, and if that character is hash, then come out from the loop. So this is second application of the break statement. Say let us look at the third problem where we can use break statement. Say for example, we have a menu based program, something like this. We have a loop, and within loop we have a menu like this. Add element within the list, update the list, delete a list item, print the list, and we may have few more operations, and if we enter choice 5, then only it should execute. So here it is not predictable that how many times while loop will be executed, but when we enter a specific choice 5, then it should. So when we enter 5, that time we execute the break statement and should come out from this infinite loop, because this is one kind of infinite loop. Until entering a specific choice, it will go within the loop again and again. Here the condition is choice is equal to 5, then come out from the loop. So these are some of the applications where break statement can be used. This is all about break statement. Thank you very much for watching the video. Have a great time.